Hi guys, Brian here with another video, and well, I've just finished watching NXT Takeover Toronto 2, and in my opinion, a very good show. There was one match that was a little bit sloppy at times, but all in all, the show was brilliant. With that being said, let's jump into the actual matches. So the first match that we saw was for the NXT Tag Team Championships. This was between the Street Profits and Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish of the Undisputed Era. A very good match. Maybe the outcome surprised me a little, but we'll get into why it surprised me. But before that, the match itself, like I say, it was very good. Both teams putting on some great offense. Montez Ford putting in a lot of high flying stuff, which I thought was great. But Angelo Dawkins looking so fucking powerful. He was literally just throwing the two members of Undisputed Era around like fucking ragdolls, like they were nothing. It was absolutely brilliant to see that. Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly worked so well together. Obviously they did. They always do. So very interesting match to watch. We got towards the closing stages and we ended up seeing the match finish with a frog splash from Montez Ford. And it was a little bit surprising. I kind of thought that this was going to be the, whole gold for Undisputed Era. Don't get me wrong, I am not disappointed with the ending. It's going to be great to see what they can actually do going forward with the Street Profits, because it did seem a little premature to have them drop them. But at the same time, I think it kind of made more sense for them to go on the Undisputed Era. I'll get into why a little bit later on in the video, but for me, it just made a lot more sense to put them on the Undisputed Era. But I'm definitely not displeased with the fact that the Street Profits won. So for there, we move on to the second match on the card, and this one was very surprising for me. It was Io Shirai versus Candice LeRae. I thought this would probably be actually the weakest match on the card, but it turned out to be one of the strongest. Io Shirai looking absolutely fucking mental in this match, and I like it. I like this new dark Io Shirai. Like, she's got a lot more aggressive, and I love that. Like, she was just fully stomping on Candice LeRae for a lot of this. She had this moment where she was just screaming, like she couldn't put Candice LeRae away. She just kept kicking it, and she just started screaming and then all this with her eyes. It was fucking brilliant. I want to see a lot more of this. I cannot wait to see where the storyline goes with Io Shirai. Candice LeRae as well, looking so resilient, kicking out constantly after these big powerful moves, and putting on a lot of great offense as well. There was this one move where she went for like a tope suicida and then turned it into this tornado DDT on the outside. It was fucking brilliant. I say that a lot, it's fucking brilliant. So towards the end of the match, Io Shirai had hit a moonsault, which Candice LeRae had still kicked out of. So out of just pure anger, she locked in this Koji clutch, and Candice LeRae ended up passing her. The referee called it, but then she still wasn't letting it out. So you could see like the complete mentalness going on with Io Shirai. I absolutely love it. From there, we move on to something that wasn't actually a match. Matt Riddle came out of the crowd and called out Killian Dane. Killian Dane came down, and then they just started kicking fuck at each other. It was a brilliant segment. I love the aggression that you get every now and then for Matt Riddle, just like full-on aggression. Because he's always that smiley guy, he's always got a big smile on his face, but then when you see him actually angry, it's phenomenal. They were battering security guards and everything, and then it finished with this moment where that poor security guard, Killian Dane, dropped both Matt Riddle and this poor security guard through a little panel at the side of the stage area. It was just brutal, it was brilliant. So from there we move on to the triple threat match for the NXT North American Championship. This was between Velveteen Dream, Pete Dunne and Roderick Strong. Again, I thought this was going to be Roderick Strong. Because going back to my original point, I thought it was going to be all gold for the Undisputed Era. Because it kind of made sense storyline wise. Again, not disappointed with the outcome. I just think it would have been a lot better with Roderick Strong winning. But throughout the match, we got to see a lot of great moments. There was this big spot, this absolutely stunning spot from Velveteen Dream. Basically, Roddy and Pete Dunne were over in the corner, and Velveteen Dream went coast to coast with this massive elbow drop onto Pete Dunne. I know I keep saying I loved it, but it's NXT, I'm going to say I love a lot. We saw this spot with Roderick Strong, where he locked both Pete Dunne and Velveteen Dream in the stronghold. An absolutely great spot. And Pete Dunne just breaking fingers left, right and centre. What's not to love about that? So moving towards the end of the match, Velveteen Dream hit the Dream Valley Driver on to Pete Dunne. Then Roderick Strong came in, shoved Velveteen Dream out of the ring, went for the pinfall, but it got broken up by Velveteen Dream, who hit the Purple Rainmaker onto both of them, knocking Roderick Strong off of Pete Dunne, and then he picked up the 1-2-3 for himself. I am not upset with it. I love seeing Velveteen Dream with this championship. He's made a lot of great storylines going into each takeover with this. I just feel like it should have been Strong. Now we move on to what I would call the weakest match on the card. This was Shayna Baszler versus Mia Yim. Don't get me wrong, the match wasn't terrible. It wasn't even really bad. It just had moments where maybe it was a bit clunky. Maybe there was a few little moments with miscommunication. It just... it's kind of disappointing when it's a Shayna Baszler match. But that's not to say it didn't have its great moments. Mia Yim hit the Cold Blue from the top rope. That was an amazing spot. Shayna Baszler, the way Shayna Baszler ended the match was absolutely fantastic. Basically, they'd both been working on each other's arms, and that thing that Baszler does when she stamps on the arm, Yim did that to Baszler. So Baszler couldn't actually lock in the Karafuda clutch properly, so she had to improvise and ended up locking in a triangle lock, and Mia Yim had to tap it. It was a great little spot, and I like the fact that they had it so that Shayna Baszler won this match without needing the help of Jessamine Duke or Marina Shafir. I like that little play. So, it wasn't terrible, but it was the weakest match on the card in my opinion. People might disagree, but I did notice quite a few moments where it was just like, there was a bit of miscommunication. If the match is redone, I feel like they could do a lot better. Now we move on to the match of the night and the final match of the night. This was Adam Cole versus Johnny Gargano in a 2 out of 3 falls, 3 stages of hell rubber match, whatever you want to call it, for the NXT Championship. Now the first match was set to be a classic one-on-one match. There was a great back and forth throughout the match. Both men completely twatting each other, yet nobody staying down for the pin. Even though Adam Cole was the one who picked a regular one-on-one match, he went and grabbed a chair and looked like he was going to try to use it for the win. Well, even though he would have got disqualified. But the ref stopped him, and while the ref's back was turned, he kicked Johnny Gargano in the balls. But that still couldn't get him the 3 count. So then he was going to go for the chair shot again. Ended up not, and he paid for it because Johnny Gargano cost himself the first fall by twatting Adam Cole with the chair. But this then led us into the second match, and the second stipulation was a street fight. This is where things really picked up. Like the first fall, it was absolutely brilliant, a lot of back and forth between both. But in this one, it led into the crowd and everything. Johnny Gargano just grabbing stuff off of the fans and just twatting the hell out of Adam Cole with it. Adam Cole responding in kind. And then getting them back into the ring, we ended up seeing one of the moments where the barricade gets put through by Johnny Gargano launching himself at Adam Cole, taking him through the barrier. I like those moments. Even though you know that they're going to be coming, it's still brilliant to see. Now at the end of this fall, we saw Johnny Gargano lock in the Gargano escape and tap out Adam Cole to pick up the second fall, so it made it one apiece. This led us into the third one, and I can't believe I'm saying this. In the predictions video, I jokingly said that it was going to be an Asylum match. And go back and watch it, and then go back and watch the Asylum match. Maybe they're not exactly the same, but this was pretty much the same thing. Am I wrong, Thomas? It was pretty much an Asylum match. But that doesn't take anything away from it. This was fucking incredible. I loved this from start to finish. They were twatting each other with kendo sticks, twatting each other with chairs, tables were brought into it. Like, there was nothing held off limits. We even saw the sledgehammer being used by Johnny Gargano. If I was to criticise it for anything, it's the little cock tease they gave us, basically. Johnny Gargano got a set of bolt cutters and snipped a little bit of the barbed wire off to use as a weapon. Now, the reason it was a bit of a cock tease is because it ended up not being used as a weapon. Don't get me wrong, everything was fantastic, but I'm trying to be critical of at least some points in it, and that would have been the main point for me, the fact that it was teased but not used. But either way, after absolutely annihilating each other, and I mean absolutely annihilating each other with weapons, with these massive spots, I mean, like, there was one spot where Adam Cole hit the Panama Sunrise after climbing up the ladder. There was one spot where Johnny Gargano had reversed it round and hit the Panama Sunrise off the top rope to Adam Cole. Like, amazing spots throughout this. But we got towards the end of the match, and this was the point with the barbed wire, where Johnny Gargano had got the barbed wire and he was gone after Adam Cole, who was trying to escape at this point. They were both on this big plank of wood that was on top of the cage, stretching across, and there was two tables that had been set up inside the ring. They both fell from this big plank through the tables, and Adam Cole had enough ring presence to get his arm over and get the 1, 2, 3. Now, going back to what I was saying with the other Undisputed Era matches, the reason I was disappointed is because I felt like this could have built into War Games, which is the next TakeOver pay-per-view. And I felt like we could have had, in a War Games match, all of the titles being defended, which would have been absolutely fantastic to see. But I guess not now. It doesn't take anything away from the night. I mean, my personal views don't have to be your personal views. I was slightly upset about it, but it didn't take anything away from the actual action of the night. But there you go, there's everything that happened at NXT Takeover Toronto. A great pay-per-view, an absolutely fantastic pay-per-view, with that one little tiny thing during the NXT Women's Championship match. Now, when it comes to the forfeits, I lost, so I'm going to be taking the forfeit on this, which is the ultimate wedgie. So look forward to that. That will be coming out hopefully on Wednesday, maybe a little bit later on in the week. But aye, there you go, everything that happened at TakeOver. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, don't forget to hit that like button. Boys.